Alrighty, welcome back to another leg day. Quad focus this time. So we started off with the leg extension on the Strive, and if you notice, I got a hustler pad on there. Um, I said hustler. It's technically hustler, but I don't want to sound too ghetto or too thuggish. Unleash my gangster ways on you guys. So, anyways, I used a pad on here. I went 4 sets to one working, or technically one warm up set, 2 feeders, and then a working set at the end. I just kind of combined the clips on these. I went for that squeeze. If you notice, I have the seat super far back to get that stretch too. So I started off with leg extensions, and then what I did afterwards, I went to hamstrings. And so, as you guys know, one of my favorite staples is start with hamstrings. Most of the time, your standard laying leg curl. Again, I'm going, holding a nice little stretch at the extension, coming in, holding that contraction, nice and smooth tempo. On these leg curls, guys, again, I didn't go too crazy on them. I believe I did 3 sets total, 1 warm-up set, 1 feeder set, and then 1 actual working set. The next clip you're going to see, this really cool little thing I do, is I got a belt from Amazon. Again, you've probably seen some other videos, and I strap myself into the bench just to make sure my back stays flat. Again, I could technically do it myself, but with this extra supported belt, it definitely helps you stay more snug to the bench, keeps you more glued to it, more stable, allowing me to get more of a focus and just squeeze and just get those hammies the way I want them. All right, and we brought it back to quads again. I like going back and forth from quads to hamstrings, back and forth, back and forth. It doesn't allow me to really fatigue my legs in one area initially. I like playing around with that. Again, I haven't always done that. I used to always do all quads, and then after that, all hamstrings. But this actually isn't pretty bad. I don't feel like a complete wreck during or after. So again, on the hack squats, guys, one of my favorite hack squats is the Panada hack squat. I always adjust the angle where it's more vertical, more straight, as opposed to at an angle of 45 degrees. On these hack squats, I believe I went 3, maybe 4 sets. I think I only recorded 3 of them, though. Again, I had 1 warm-up set, another slightly warm-up set, 1 feeder set, which is what you're looking at now. This feeder set actually kind of got me. And then after that, I finished up with a working set. Trying not to make ugly faces, but unfortunately, when you're ugly, there's nothing you can do. And here you go, guys. This is my top set and working set of my hack squats. Again, not going super crazy. I'm close to a little under 2.5 weeks out of my show. And so, again, I stuck with 3 plates on each side. Focus on going down slow, holding that pause at the bottom. That pause at the bottom, guys, that's where your quads are just maximally loaded because they're in a stretched position under tension, you know. So again, you want to try to hold that pause as possible. Also, another one thing I didn't mention, guys, is on these squats, I'm actually picturing in my head, like, tuck your ribs down to flatten my back to have a neutral spine. All right, and because I went back to hamstrings, I finished up with 2 sets of single leg plate loaded curls. I'm already warmed up, so again, I did 2 working sets right here. Nothing crazy, nice smooth tempo, getting those squeezes. And to wrap up my quad session, I've been really loving doing this variation on this laying hack squat we have. If your gym doesn't have a laying hack squat like this, you are missing out. This is a great finisher, little to no pressure on your back. I put blocks on the shoulders to get that extra depth. I technically don't need it to get deep enough, but I was going to go deep because if you notice, I'm not doing them as a traditional squat. I'm actually going sissy squats. And so I'm actually having my lower back glutes come off of the bench, and I'm letting my knees pass my toes while my heels come up. You talk about a stretch on the quads. This is it right here, guys. And again, I went ahead, I didn't go crazy on this. And again, you're always going to hear me say, I didn't go crazy. That's because I'm old, and I don't want to try to get hurt. You know, I've dealt with so many injuries in my day. So again, I'm picking a moderate weight that I can have some intensity, but at the same time, I am not really going close to my max just because, again, I am trying to avoid injuries. On these laying sissy squats, guys, I finished up with just 2 working sets. And as you'll notice on the last one or the next clip, after I did the sissy squats, I tried to do some high stance, close grip or close stance squats. I only got like 3 sets or 3 reps from that last one. So, and you'll see that coming up here at the end. But again, it's a great way to finish your quad workout. Definitely love this movement. And last but not least, I went and did some calf raises. I love the standing calf raise. And what I did here is I just went, I think, 4 sets, anywhere from 12 to 30 reps. And as you notice, I start lighter with the higher repetitions, get that pump, get that stretch, get that squeeze, and I pyramid up to where essentially I will go heavier with less reps. Calves, I don't really go quote-unquote working sets. I just go for repetitions. I always feel like calves, you treat them differently. You've been walking on your calves since you've been able to walk. It's an overused muscle. It's a muscle that's used more than your biceps, your shoulders, your back. You've used it more in your life than a lot of other muscle groups in your body. So I feel like you should attack them a little differently. But again, to each their own. That's how I responded well to it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.